this is your first or second time here, hope you enjoy your stay. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on when I post. And if you want to support the channel even more, you can become a member. You'll get 2 exclusive videos a month for now. And your name in the credits of each video made that month. So, you know, that's neat. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, last week, I talked about how I'd do more videos like the Lost City of New Paradise. So I figured I'd do another one here. The Forgotten Settlement of Twin Mothers. Now, the story for this settlement starts in a fairly standard and yet rare place for most settlements in the Fallout universe. This settlement starts with a vault. Vault 29 to be exact. Vault 29 was one of Vault-Tec's many social experiments. I mean, kind of goes beyond social experiments when you're either drugging up your people, mutating them, or cloning them, right? In my book, a social experiment is you get a bunch of people together and you test like societal norms and whatnot. Like the one vault where they had their clothes synthesization? That word's fucking hard. The machine that made their clothes break down so that everyone was walking around pretty much naked, right? That could be a social experiment, right? Turning people into clones, no. Exposing them to drugs, no. Giving them hallucinogenics, no. Making them kill off one of their own every year through ritualistic sacrifice, also, well, maybe that one. Especially since you're not supposed to do it, and they expect people not to do it in the first place, so I don't know, I guess that one could be a social experiment. But this one, not really, right? The experiment of Vault 29 was to take, well, the entire population of the Vault, all of the inhabitants of the Vault, were less than 15 years of age. And that was the experiment, so to speak. Every adult who entered before the war was removed, through means, right? And the children were raised within the walls of the vault by a Zax supercomputer with a unique AI system in it. Now, this AI system, sometimes referred to as the nursery, sometimes referred to the mother, it was the AI overseer of the vault. It called itself Diana, for the simple reason of Diana was an actual person. She wasn't a program or anything. She was a digitized consciousness of a pre-war scientist, because God fucking knows. She was working on terraforming projects, bioresearch, and other top-secret government projects, mostly relating back to the New Plague. So, it goes to show you the type of person she was. Now, her goal seems good, especially by Fallout standards. Her goal wasn't simply to keep the kids alive in the vault. She sought to shape them for a better version of the future and of humanity, right? Free from the mistakes of the past, over generations, she subtly guided their development, acting as a protector, teacher, and even a god, which is what she ultimately wanted. During the lifespan of the vault, once a year, she would send out a vault robot under the guise of scouting. Right. Many vaults did this. It's not really strange that her vault would do it as well. The reality of it is, though, she was sending these robots out to build a settlement around the vault. This settlement was known as Twin Mothers, hence the name of the video. This is also the vault that Harold was supposed to have come from. Reason being, and we'll get more into this later when I'll try to grab some of the concept art from what they wanted Diana to look like. But the concept art for Diana, through the projector systems, a lot like the Sierra Madre has, were supposed to show her to the people as a god. I guess one of the depictions of her as a god was her merged with a tree, of all fucking things. So you're going to see unique parallels between Twin Mothers and Oasis from Fallout 3 here, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so at some point, the children of Vault 29, now generations later, emerged from the vault, taking up habitation in Twin Mothers, somewhere in the Utah wilderness, right? Now, while life above ground was difficult and different, Diana's influence never wavered, right? Again, she had these projectors around so she can continue to converse with and guide the the people of Twin Mothers. She guided them through her voice, carried through dreams and visions and cryptic messages, and yeah, pretty much other Vault-Tec experiments that had gone on that you can find throughout the other Fallout games. Take inspiration from Vault 29 here. Now, under her teachings, the people of Twin Mothers developed a spiritual connection to nature. Like I said, a lot like Oasis, blending primitive tribal customs with remnants of pre-war knowledge and technology. But unlike most wasteland tribes, they were neither scavengers nor savages. They saw themselves as the stewards of the land, right? Living in harmony with the world rather than exploiting it. And Diana ensured that they remained isolated from the outside world and from outside influences, warning them that the world beyond their borders was corrupt and dangerous. Right? Again, she's supposed to be their god, so might as well guide them. Now, the way Diana kept them separated from the rest of the world was fairly unique. Her knowledge of pre-war terraforming tech had allowed her to manipulate the local ecosystem, creating a dense area of mutated plant life, and it acted as almost a supernatural barrier to keep people out and away from where they were. Those who did reach Twin Mothers through certain passages and ways were either told to leave and never return, right? They didn't deal with caravans and traders and shit, or they could prove themselves worthy through a series of spiritual and physical tests, right? Again, a lot like Oasis. Some travelers spoke of a hidden paradise, a place untouched by the wasteland's horrors. Others whispered of a forbidden presence, something unseen and always watching when they were near there. Now, what happened to Twin Mothers and what was left of the vault? Well, eventually the vault systems did begin to shut down. And since Diana was a Zax supercomputer, much like President Eden, when the vault went offline, she went offline, leaving Twin Mothers without their leader, their god, person that taught and guided them through dozens of generations up to this point, which left the people there with a mutated plant life wall keeping them away from the rest of the world, not really knowing how to fend for themselves there. The most likely cause of no one having heard of Twin Mothers anymore is a simple idea. The Diana supercomputer, the Diana Zax computer, was still using significant terraforming tech. Most likely when her systems went offline, this tech went out of control. Most likely mutating plant life to a point to where it'd be on par with Vault, what the fuck was the Vault number? Vault 22, and its spore creatures and the like. That most likely caused the downfall of Twin Mothers. Could have been invaded by super mutants or other irradiated horrors from the wasteland. It could have been one of a number of things. The Enclave, the Brotherhood. All we know is that it's a forgotten utopia out in the sands of the wasteland. A legend that people speak about around campfires. Some claim that remnants of its people still exist hidden away in underground bunkers or deep in the forests of Twin Mothers that no outsider has ever seen. Maybe they're in the cliffside dwellings that the inhabitants of Twin Mothers called home. Some wastelanders say the land where Twin Mothers once stood is cursed. Those who venture too close speak of strange whispers, as if the land itself is alive. Others claim to see faint blue lights in the distance, leading some believe that Diana may still be operating, maybe through the robots that she had sent from the vault earlier on. And if she did survive, maybe she's still protecting her people in unforeseen ways. Maybe her feigning her shutdown was a way to spur them on to become more independent and grow as an actual civilization. So what we're going to talk about now is that while Twin Mothers was a mysterious location in Fallout lore, much of the idea of Twin Mothers and Vault 29 was reused for Fallout 3. Twin Mothers was a location from Fallout Van Buren, right? The first Fallout 3, the original Fallout 3. The original Fallout 3 that was going to be made before Black Isle sold the rights to Fallout to Bethesda never came out. was never used. Simple as that. So a bunch of the information in certain areas and quest lines regarding Van Buren were reused for Fallout 3, and a lot of them actually, for Fallout New Vegas. I kept hinting back at Oasis and how Harold, of all people, you know, came from Vault 29. At least that's what it says in the Fallout Bible. You could figure Oasis is supposed to be like the more modern version of Twin Mothers. Like I said, I'll toss up Harold and Diana in her tree form here so you can see what I'm talking about. I just find it neat that they can reuse stories and stuff like this in certain ways, and it also makes sense in the long run because FEV is everywhere, and the terraforming project that she worked on was most likely a GEC, a Garden of Eden creation kit. She also worked on stuff related to the new plague, so she most likely knew what the fuck the FEV was. So it's not surprising that she could be able to pull off something a lot like what happened to Harold later on. So it's interesting. It's food for thought. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna figure out the next one here, and I'm most likely gonna do another like 2 of these, see how they feel, and see where we go from there. All right, later.